I have today on this third episode today someone I have very great respect for, a town planner by profession, by career. He is now a politician and a legislator in the Lagos State House of Assembly. He has a master's in urban and regional planning, and he has done a lot to serve the good people of Lagos. He is now in charge as chairperson of the House of Assembly Committee on Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations. I won't mention his name. Wait for this video first, then I'll tell you the name of my guest. Watch this video. Okay, give me a second. Hey, on this story, he has done a lot to serve the good people of Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Hon Lanre Makinde. Honorable, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, sir. I also have co-hosting with me tonight a fantastic young man, the secretary of the Whole Progressive Youth Forum, Mr. Lanre Oguntoyibo. So we have Lanre and Lanre today, Honorable Lanre Makinde, and also we have Lanre Oguntoyibo. Honorable, we have seen the video that talks about your good work in Ojokoro. I was there for your birthday in Ojokoro, where I had the privilege of being a guest speaker. I think it was last year. And the turnout was amazing. Ejo, what charm are you using for the people of Ojokoro? Why do they love you that much?
To God be the glory. To serve a large number of constituents like ours in Ojokoro is not an easy job. First of all, you must be determined. You must be able to envisage the enormous responsibility you really want to shoulder. Being the son of the soil is not too difficult for me. But be that as me, you will be confronting with some number of challenges. And with the grace of God, we're able to surmount almost all of them. Ojokoro is a very indigenous community. Where we have the mixture of Egbas and Awori. And we have the area is a very, and the number of people that are there, they are very accommodating. We have all other tribes that made up Nigeria in Ojokoro, and they will be coexisting, living in peace and harmony. So Ojokoro is a very good area to live and to invest. We have two Obas there. One is the Paramount Oba, the Oba Oluwalambe Taiwo, and Akobi Ogunwan, and we have Oba Saka Taiwo too, the Oba of Orile Agbado. So Ojokoro is a good place. Inviting everybody to come and live, work, and have your rest here, where it's a place you can recreate. You have number of aside from this COVID, they are really bring down the tempo. Ojokoro is a very bubbling area for you to really enjoy your money.
So, what tourist attraction lies in Ojokoro, Honorable? What tourist opportunities lies there?
the greatest one we have is human, the human being. Ojokoro, we are very humorous. So the level of reception that we are giving to everyone here will make you to stay here. And that's why you have the likes of a fine coat thriving in Ojokoro, the Just Rice, and other companies in Ojokoro thriving. More importantly, we have other tribes that they hardly know, they even remember where they come from. We are living in harmony. In terms of the hotels, we have greatest number of hotels in all these 57 local governments. Ojokoro, we have them.
Wow.
And then we have all of that. What we are only clamoring for that we need a recreational center in Ojokoro, a mini stadium.
But the government just gave
teaming youth, they can be able to really recruit themselves. In terms of indoor,
the government just gave you like 36 roads. You got almost, I think, about 30 something roads, if I'm correct.
31 roads. But we've been at the yes, of course. It's through the grace of God and the good passion that all the office holders have for the local governments. It's a teamwork that we did together to bring such good number of connecting roads to our local government. But the sad part of it is that the Lagos Abeokuta Express Road is unpassable now. Now all these connecting roads is where the heavy duty trucks are now passing, and it's now making the roads to run down seriously. The roads that's now up to a year, you cannot imagine the kind of potholes that we are having at this area. I've called the state government, they are doing their own best, in as much as it's federal road, and then we are trying to extend our hands to federal government, the Ministry of Works and Housing, to come and do a palliative, if not a total reconstruction. And then Lagos Abeokuta Express is one of the major roads that link up Lagos State and other states. So we need the attention of federal government. Please, we often in a week we have an accident that the truck with goods will now fall down. At times we have casualties. At times we have number of people dies in it. The whole Ojokoro is now jam-packed with heavy trucks, trying to bypass the express road, taking our inner roads. So I think the governor will be hearing this, and then the Minister of Works, in person of the ex-governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, to come to our aid of Ojokoro and Alimosho. Is a boundary road between Ojokoro and Alimosho. Right from the toll gate, Stongo, down to Abulegba, we need a serious intervention to come and do a kind of an enduring palliative, if not a total reconstruction. And then the major problem of this road is that the drainage channel are not flowing, and whenever it rains, it becomes a serious flood because one, some of these drainage channels have been blocked. Two, the volume is very narrow to contain this huge, the heavy flush of the stormwater. So all those ones, and yes, and we have River Ilu that suppose all this water is supposed to be now connecting with, but the contractor that did the job, they are not really doing a good job in terms of drainage. Assuming we have a good drainage work that it has a very wide width of the draining, some of this stormwater will have been easily be taken down to the low river. So aside from this, Ojokoro, we are progressing. We still need some public secondary school in our local government. We are trying to get a land for state. We need a fire service station in Ojokoro. This one will serve. Yes, this one will serve the whole of Ojokoro. We serve Ifako, we serve Agege, and then part of Alimosho, because all this local government we do not have any. The one we have is at towards pleasure. It's not really in terms of coverage, it cannot really serve our own area and other part of the local government. So we are looking for land seriously, and by His grace, by now we have up to 2 plots. We now call the state government to come to our aid, to come and put the fire station. We need the fire station. We need the mini stadium. We have talented youth that I believe if they have this facility, they can make the Lagos State and Nigeria proud.
Thank you so much, Honorable. I have brought in two other young people who are also fans of yours and, are interested in also interacting with you tonight. In addition to Mr. Lanre Makinde, I have Mr. Abel Eniko Logbon. He's also a young, I would consider him young, politician from Lagos mainland, Yaba LCDA. Abel Eniko Logbon, it's good to have you on the show. Abel does a lot of work with Act Now and a lot of grassroots development work. I also have Ilaryolua Brown. Ilary is also a young man and is looking forward to having this conversation with you. So everybody, we have Honorable in the house to interact with this evening. Please, whenever you're not speaking, please make sure that you mute your mic so that we can have good quality audio. But when you need to speak, just release your mic. Abel, if you can mute your mic for a second. But in the meantime, why don't you say hello to the house? Please say hello to our audience, Abel.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Like you said, my name is Abel Eniko Logbon from Lagos mainland, Yaba CDA. He has said a lot, and he's not going to say much. So, Honorable, you are welcome. Nice having you with us here today. Everybody, hi.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. Eniko Logbon is a very strong message.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Ilaryolua Brown, over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brown Ilaryolua. Hello, Honorable. Good day, sir. Good evening, sir. My name is Brown Ilaryolua. Very, very nice to meet you, and welcome to this show, tonight's show.
Thank you very much. Ilaryolua.
Excellent. Let me start from you. You have heard Honorable speak so passionately, the things he wants to see. And tonight has been great because when you see the quality of the people that we have also in parliament, you're surprised that we have this kind of people as well there. I spoke to Miranda just some minutes ago. Honorable Miranda was speaking passionately. Now speaking to Honorable Makinde, and he's talking about his vision for his people, his community, and he knows the data, the statistics, what is existing, where it needs, how many square meters of land it needs for his fire station, and his what are your thoughts, Larry?
Yeah, it's I was on the other show. I was one of the audience in the last two shows. Yeah, I was coming and going out as I was driving home. But it's wonderful, really, and it shows that Lagos State is really growing. That is, we have people that have purpose and understanding. Just like yesterday, I was watching the National Assembly passing the anti-rape law, and I was really impressed at the level at which they were communicating and they were trying to discuss laws that guide these laws. So going back to Lagos State, looking at Honorable Hon Lanre Makinde. Good evening, Honorable. You happen to be an chief assistant planning officer at the Lagos town planning, and I really want to know because I'm looking at your experience. I'm looking at Lagos because now we're taking Lagos to be a smart city. We used to be where we were before, but now we are planning to be a smart city. I want to know, has there been any law that you've been able to sponsor that's going to guide Lagos? Because I drove down to the outskirts of Lagos, and what I'm seeing is different from what we've seen in mainland, in Ireland, and other major developed parts of Lagos. When you go to Inna Alimosho, you go deep down as if you're going to Badagry, or you go deep down to Gubaye and the rest of that. Majorly, look at the flooding activity that is happening around Lagos State. Is there any law? Is there any supervision? Is there any idea? Is there any experience you are bringing on board as a legislator to assist the executive to make sure our environments are cleaner, more tidier, and we have a flood-free environment as we have in Lagos? Especially, what are your plans regarding the canals, and what do you think we can do to make the canal more reasonable and what makes water flow better?
Thank you, Larry. Honorable, sir. Larry, I think the sound was a bit much. You can lower it a bit, but Honorable, I'm sure you heard it.
Okay. I think they will do that. let me continue with my own discussion here. Mr. Lanre,
Yeah,
I love what you are really putting across tonight. Lagos State is a aquatic splendor, and it's a nation state. It's a state that can stand as a nation. If not for the kind of federation we are running, Lagos State is economically buoyant to run itself. But what has been the major stumbling block to the kind of expectation that we are really looking for in Lagos State is, one, the intervention of the military. Though it's getting long overdue, but then these are really affected the kind of the plan that our great leaders asked for Lagos State. In 1998, a master plan was drawn for Lagos State, which we can call a best master plan ever. It's very, very comprehensive in terms of the circulation, which we call roads, in terms of transportation. Everything is well connected. The metro line, everybody will be hearing that, form part of this this plan. But unfortunately, the intervention of the then military junta brought all this plan to a halt, and as a result, Lagos State will not be moving in the direction the then governor or the administrator really wanted. After that, in 1999, then when the power really given back to the civilian, the XY governor then, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, came up. How can we now, since our master plan has been bastardized and a lot of area that are earmarked for the other activities have been encroached upon, they now come up with a kind of a sport plan, which we call a master plan and model city plan. And we started with Ikeja model city plan, and then we moved to Ikoyi Victorialand model city plan, and then down to Alimosho master plan and other areas. All this one is to, one, the financial constraint and the battered way at which they really encroach on these plans. Now,
I think Honorable's network.
But as of today, we can probably say we have a free trade zone where the likes of Dangote are working in, and in a number of years, Lagos State will be proud of that. And if you go to the corridor of Badagry now, we are having a series of development plans that, if the executive get enough fund to do all these projects, the smart city we are talking of, Abu Dhabi or Dubai, we can have it in Lagos State. Finance is a major problem. Then the approach movement of federal capital of Lagos State to Abuja is not really doing us well. All the infrastructure in Lagos State was abandoned. So all this one is bringing back Lagos State. But thank God, the civilian era we have now, we are trying to work the wrong that have been done then. Now, in terms of some areas are well developed, some areas are underdeveloped. Well, naturally, that's how God made it. If you see your finger, they are not equal. The main under this the island, sorry, but the mainland, if you talk of Ikeja, the are really boosted because we see that the Penn Cinema flyover is almost at 70% completion.
Yes.
All this one is being deliberately, consciously done to bring all the suburb to the level at which the island and some part of the mainland are. And then we talk about Alimosho. Alimosho, in terms of land area, is the largest local government with population. Now, to now be having development that will catch up with this area as it go is not possible. It's going to be a gradual process.
Process.
But the nature of land of Lagos State, we are on top of water. The kind of roads we'll be doing cannot really, stand the pressure of the volume of the traffic and the weight of some trucks that are passing through, and being the water logging area, the roads easily collapse, and then we have some repairs year in, year out. But by and large, I want to say categorically that Lagos State is moving. In terms of legislation, the Lagos State Assembly have been doing fantastic to really make things more easier for the executive. At the Ministry of Physical Planning, last year, they will pass the law for the ministry, I think 2 laws and 2 regulations. This to enable easy, practice of the physical planning in Lagos. Ditto to the Ministry of Environment, to the Ministry of Transport, and to all other ministry MDs, to ensure that whatever they want to do, they have the legal backing to do so. Lagos State, we cannot really develop it at a go. It was good to be in kind of a sport development, and then we are trying to have a conscious oversight development across board. Ekpe is a reserve area in terms of land, where we are keeping some lands. They say they want to reclaim some body of water.
Honorable sir, I think there is there's a network issue from Honorable side, and so his line keeps seizing.
Hello?
But I'm sure. Yes, I think your internet keeps waving up, sir.
So that we will not build, we will not be building below the
sea level.
Kind of a flash flooding and all sort of a flooding that will be other countries in the world have been expressing. Lagos State will not be not fall into such a victim of those that have been confronted with a flood year in, year out. I really want to give it to the Lagos State Assembly.
But Honorable sir, I have a question, and my I'm not sure if it's yes, Uncle.
Hello?
Your line keeps disconnecting. I think something is wrong with your internet. Can you hear me, sir? Honorable, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you clearly now. Yes, of course.
Okay, yes. I think the internet was fluctuating. Yes, I have a concern, Honorable sir. Okay. You are the chairman, House Committee on Special Duties, and Special Duties Ministry is in charge of the fire service, LASEMA, the emergency management, and others. How are you leveraging your position to influence development that is imminent in your area? For example, you need a fire station. The fire ministry is a ministry under your supervising oversight authority. How are you lobbying for the interest of your constituency? Honorable, can you hear me, sir? I think there's a bit of a network challenge. I'm trying to get Honorable back.
Dayo.
Uncle, can you hear me now, sir? Okay, I think your internet went away.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. That's a part of
my question.
This part of the
Yes.
Now, being a chairman on special duty does not say every
I think there's a bit of a internet challenge from Honorable's side. Abel, can you hear me? I want to be sure it's not my side where the internet is. Abel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you able to hear Honorable?
Fluctuating.
Okay, okay, right. I think it's frozen now. Larry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think the fault is from the honorable's internet.
Okay, I think Larry, you're too loud. Maybe you're too close to your mic or something. But did you get my point of my question to Honorable? Is the chairman of the House Committee on Hilary, you can unmute yourself too. Is the chairman of the House Committee on Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs. And it is that
Okay.
committee that is responsible for the fire service, for LASEMA and all the various agencies. So my point of view was, how is
I think it's beginning to break now.
That seems your
required in
network
his
is gone
coming?
too.
You went off for a while there.
Well, can you guys? Okay, I think it's the area where I am.
Yes, I can.
Okay, I think Honorable is back. Okay, 1 second. Honorable is
Okay.
back. I'm waiting for. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him to connect fully. I think he's trying to connect his mic and his camera, but it's back. But you get my point. What is your thought, Abel, on my point while we're waiting for Honorable? What is your thought on my point? Or Larry?
Yeah, I understand your point because I'm looking at the area it came from. It's like the less developed part of Lagos. So I wouldn't know if there is fire service station
You already,
in Ojokoro.
he already said he needs a fire station in Ojokoro. He already alluded
So
it that
what
he
is he
needs.
doing? What is he doing to get fast? Because being a chairman of committee of special duty, he's supposed to liaise directly with the use his influence because in politics it's all about influence. Use his influence to get a reputable fire station to Ojokoro as this. What is he doing? Lasema, the bad place is definitely we know that bad
Oh,
place.
hold on. Honorable is back. Is coming on. I think
Yeah,
it's the
so the
internet. We all have.
yeah, the internet
Yes.
is really maybe it's raining
Okay.
there.
Yes, it's raining here too. It's really ridiculous. Honorable, thank you, sir. We have you back. Yes, sir. We have you back now. We can hear you now, sir. We can see you. Hello, sir. We can see
Sorry,
you now, sir. Honorable, we
Dayo.
can see
It's not
you.
my making.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I know
Can
it's the
see you, sir.
network around here. So I asked you a very tricky question. I said, how are you using your influence in special duties to attract the fire station to your constituency?
Well, I wouldn't want to ascribe that to the fact that I'm being the chairman of special duty. I've had that in
Yes,
plan
sir.
right from now. It's like the mini stadium. I'm not the chairman of sport, but then it's
Of
something we
sports,
are working
yes.
towards. Having secondary school, public secondary school in my own local government. I'm not the chairman on education, but we are working towards that. So Lagos State is one. Whatever we do in our local government, the benefit goes beyond the local government. So wherever, if it's Agege, if it's Alimosho, if it's Ifakoja, in as point can really, the service radius can cover my own local government. I'm very pleased to have that.
Absolutely. Abel, I'm going to ask Abel. Abel, what is your first question for Honorable, please?
Yeah. Thank you very much once again. D1, thank you for having me here, honorable and members from this platform. Well, I came in quite a little bit late. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello? Yeah, I came in a little bit late, so I didn't really get much about what I said earlier on. But at least I caught in where he was talking about the fire service and the sporting facilities in his local government. Well, you mentioned just now, I will be asking him because I know having a fire service is one thing, maintenance is another thing. Is the state government having that in their budget? That's number one. Number two, is Honorable also looking at his constituents? Are they in need of such? what are the priority things that they need in these local governments? Is fire service the first thing that it needs to start looking at for them to have as a project, or do you still have better things or some other things that will also enhance development in that axis? Because I am much particular about roads, infrastructure, roads in particular in this part of Lagos.
Abel,
Almost
Abel,
every
Abel, Abel, let me interrupt. In case you don't know,
okay,
Honorable is one of the sole beneficiaries of the largest road rehabilitation in Lagos State. They have
in
just done
Lagos State.
31 roads in his
Oh,
local
lovely.
government. So he doesn't have a
Okay.
road wahala.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much for that. So
31
let me
roads.
limit. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dayo, for this. Let me now limit my question to this issue of fire service. I just mentioned now, is that a priority for his constituents? That's number one. Then having it is one thing. What about maintenance? What are the things in place? Well, I heard from some quarters about the present fire service stations in Lagos State. Some of their staffs, because like in Lagos mainland, Yaba for instance, precisely, that is the local government where we have the first fire service in the whole of Nigeria under Jide. Now, looking at another one in your local government, the maintenance aspect is important. Is the state ready for that? It's not just having that infrastructure. What are your thoughts? How are you going to make sure that once that is in place, the staffs will be well taken care of? Because I hear a lot of their complaints and the infrastructure itself, so that it won't go get to decadence, of course, get decayed unnecessarily. A lot of money will be expended on that. Maintenance is
Thank you.
important. Are you considering that as
Yes.
well?
Okay, Honorable, before you answer that question, I think we will spread that question to also the issue of the stadium and other amenities that you, as the Honorable has mentioned, he also mentioned the stadium, he mentioned secondary school and all of that. That what maintenance system should we begin to look at? And I'm concerned about that as well. We have so many constituency projects. You see an honorable member build a borehole. After 2 months, water is not coming out of that borehole. How do we begin to inculcate a maintenance system into constituency project? Let me rephrase Abel's question that way. Honorable, over to you, sir.
Really, Enekon Logbon, the angle we came about is very nice. What has been our major challenge is the maintenance of our infrastructures. I think we are having paradigm change in all this thought. Now, whatever we have, there are several ways we have been managing it, and some project is based on PPP, where the contractor or the consultant or the consultant, they will build and they will operate for a number of years and later revert back to government. Let me give a good example. Look at our general hospital. Since the inception, when Ashwaju came in to do a lot of intervention in the health sector, we've been able to manage it, and it has been continuously, improved upon. And if we see when the revitalization of Lagos Island that they did, it's still being maintained up to today. So maintenance is not our problem. Like the road that we had, the 31 roads now, what could really run down the roads is what I've told you, where the heavy duty trucks are now leaving the express, taking the inner roads. The inner roads are not built for such a heavy duty. So there's nothing we could do. Immediately they collapse, the public works need to come and do a kind of palliative to put it back to shape. That's what we are really talking of. If you are saying in terms of re-maintenance, which means most of our facilities will be towed. Everybody travel abroad, we see how everywhere is being towed. And if you cannot take a tow road, you need to go and take a longer road to get to your destination. So maintenance is what we are really working on, and it has been working well in Lagos State. The stadium we are having today, compare Teslim Balogun is still in good shape. So we don't have much maintenance problem in Lagos State. If I'm mentioning fire service, it's not the only infrastructure we are really clamoring for in my own local government, but we need it. We have Jankara Market. We should not wait until when fire consume our hard-earning wealth before we can now say we are now planning for an infrastructure. And if you have this thing, it's not going to be for the usage of Odokoro SPDA alone. If our local government is there, even part of Ikeja, they will still have to benefit from this. And even at times, Lagos State do assist Ogun State, the neighboring settlement that have a close proximity to Lagos State, to come to their aid in terms of fire mishap. I said it last time that in 2006, December 26, the NNP's pipeline got through to the vendors. The number of people that were buried into that incident, there are more than 500 people. It's a lot of lives. Those that they are victim of that incident, up to today, they still nurse the agony within themselves. So if I'm saying that, it's not only the only infrastructure we need. If I want to tell you that the general hospital of Ifako is not enough, go there, you see that at times there's no bed space for patients. If you still have a general hospital in my own local government, it's not too much. It's not I'm asking for too much, but those, the immediate one that I'm talking of, we need those too. But if you can have stadium, have secondary schools in my own area, because not everybody can really afford the exorbitant fee of the private schools, and then we can have the fire service. That three infrastructure, we can achieve it in this first term of my own of our local government. It's a plus to my own local government. Ditto to other areas. The needs of individual local government are different, and so that we need to prioritize. If we are talking of mainland now, almost all the areas have been touched. Their demands is not necessary roads, but other infrastructure too. But we are talking of the suburb. Yes, definitely we need roads, and we need other complementary facilities to make a life meaningful to us.
Issue, and Larry, I'm coming to you for your question now. The COVID-19 has affected the financing of Lagos and everybody. There's now going to be reordering, or there was reordering of budget, and the House of Assembly has just passed, just approved for the budget to be reordered, to bear in mind the shortfall that has already happened and all of that. What kind of impact is that going to have on infrastructure generally in Lagos?
No, Lagos State is full of brains, intellect, and those that have the passion for the state. For us to come up with the reordering, we really take up to the in-depth of the areas that can really, step down for next year budget. While some we cannot really, do away with. Those are the ones that we put into the budget to ensure that the gap are not so much, because during this period, everybody knows that the business really go down, and the revenue has really go down as well. So in order to meet up, the current expenditure is sacrosanct. There's nothing you can do to that. While the capital project too, you must make sure, at least in Lagos State so far, we've been making sure that our capital expenditure and the recurrent, their disparity is so high that capital are taking a chunk of our spending compared to the recurrent. So definitely some project, some program will suffer for it, but we put it on priority, the one that will serve the immediate demand of the populace, the Lagosian, we put into the budget. While some we will roll it over to next year 2021 budget.
You have talked a lot about the needs of your constituent, but the reality is that as a member of the Lagos Assembly as well, you also have a wider constituent in the whole of Lagos. What would you, as a town planner with experience of actually even working in the civil service, what would you recommend? And I think Lanre tried to ask that question earlier. What would you recommend in terms of making Lagos a 21st century megacity? What would you recommend to Governor Sanwo-Olu? You mentioned about the things you like Governor to see. But Governor, in my own little wisdom, if you add this thing into what you're already doing, it would help us to create connectivity in Lagos and all. What is that thing that you would like to see the governor add to his agenda? I think the Honorable is okay. Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you clearly. Now,
Yes, sir.
there's no new thing one will say. In as much as you have a master plan or whatever I want to do are there. It's only
Yes.
depend on the paucity of fund that will make you to accomplish all these lead down projects. What I would recommend now is that we need to have alternative to the road.
Which the government is already looking at as well.
An in thing. But I've already said that intervention, the disruption of government, has really affected this. But then the light rail must be encouraged. The public transportation
I think Honorable had another challenge. Ileriolua, can you hear? Lanre, I'm sure you're
Yes,
also
sir,
there.
I
If you can
can.
unmute
I can
yourself
hear you,
while we
sir.
wait for Honorable Anibel. Ileri, what is your question for Honorable?
Yes, I wanted to ask the honorable, as a legislator, he has been a legislator for so many years now. So I wanted to ask him about his reservations about how the country is being run and the state of the nation generally. I also wanted to ask him about what he thinks about the way forward. He talked about the collaboration between the executive and the legislature. He talked about of how they've implemented some laws in the Ministry of Planning. I wanted to ask him about how he would appraise the state of law and justice in the country.
Excellent, awesome. I'm sure it's going to connect back to us now. We're waiting for the signal to the internet. Abel, can you lower your volume? I think one thing that is evident is that we have Larry, and I don't know if you agree with me. We have a crop of, there's a lot of sound. I don't know if it's coming from Abel. Hold on, let me mute Abel. Okay, yeah, it's from Abel. I think it's your generator. That's where we have found ourselves in Nigeria right now. So we have a challenge in the level of democracy right now in Nigeria. But the reality is that we have problems who can create solutions to those problems. But the only challenge we have, I think Honorable is back now. Hold on, let me bring it back. Okay, about the role of legislature
that's that about
in public participation.
that's
Yes,
that
sir.
about the transmission
Okay,
system.
thank you,
And
sir.
another area that
I think Honorable is still having we need to change the level of our broadband in Nigeria, in particular for. Okay, let me see. I think today is trying to connect. Let's see if that one is going to connect. Okay. We're going to have this conversation today no matter what. We're going to have this conversation by the grace of God. Can you guys hear me? I think it's just Honorable we're waiting for now. I can still see Larry. I can see
Yeah, I
Larry.
can hear you.
Yes.
I
Let's.
can hear you.
I think Honorable will come back on, and then Larry
Yeah,
can ask a question.
I just like the fact that what the honorable was trying to propose is something that is being already done by the state government. I knew what was trying to say before the internet cutting was that he was going to advise the government on how to diversify for making people use only roads. They should start using other means of transport, like maybe the waterways and the railway system and the rest of it. And said, yeah, government is really doing that a lot. We know that the blue rail line is coming on. According to what I heard they decided that they moved past, they're close to CMS, which is very commendable. So hopefully, if I want to go to Balagri from my house, it will not take more than 15, 20 minutes. And he's going to develop other parts of Lagos. That's why I was asking him initially if there's a plan, what are his plan for the outskirts of Lagos? Because when you have a rail line working from Balagri and Surulere, when I live in Balagri, I could easily be working in Surulere and I could leave the house at 7:30 in the
Hold
morning.
on, Larry. Hold on, Larry.
Okay.
Larry, hold on. Today, I think your own phone is working very well. Can you give Honorable your own phone?
Okay, no problem. He's with you now.
I think your own phone is working. Excellent. Honorable, this one
He's back. He's back now. He's back now.
I think it's the network.
Exactly.
One is still
Exactly.
going,
He's back.
but Honorable's line is not going.
He's back now.
Okay, I see Honorable back now. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Honorable, you were speaking, sir. You said that was not on transportation.
Yes, we have spoken about the that state government should increase the number of the buses so that it can serve more local government and inner roads too. I've spoken about the light rail for better connectivities, and I've spoken the area that has a waterways that the water transportation should be enhanced. In fact, it's the cheapest and the safest means of transportation with less pollution, so that we have. So aside from this one, apart from the transportation aspect, I spoke about the housing. Lagos State is really trying about the housing and the area, the system they brought about that you can get the housing unit and your payment will be spread over number of years. Yes, fine. But in terms of land area, Lagos State does not
the
have
mortgage
it.
program.
And yes, mortgage program is working fine. But what I'm now saying is that both the government, the private and corporate, we should be able to go vertical now, so that we can accommodate more the house deficit we have. More people can be encouraged to come in. In as much we are encouraging the public transportation system, the number of vehicles that we fly now will be definitely reduced, because when you this luxurious bus full of AC, full of internet, can easily pass through your own house. I think there's no need for you now taking your own car around the road of Lagos. You better take up the public transport system. We are moving towards that, and I believe Lagos State will be a better place to really live, work, and have your leisure.
Yes. Transport.
So another area that is now seriously live on.
Thank you, Honorable. I have a public petition message that you can.
Hello. Hello.
Go.
Is that public petition?
You can go ahead, sir. Well, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir.
The area that we need to really explore is the area of tourism.
Yes. No, you can
go
area
of tourism.
Go ahead, sir. I will paste it later.
Okay. The Lagos State we have ocean, sea, but we've not really tapped into this. If you can count the number of states or country that have these two large body of water is uncommon. But we have the two together, another body of rivers, streams too. So we can really harness this as a potential to really attract foreign earnings. If you go to Dubai, some of the waterways you are seeing, they're artificial made. They drag this water right for a large number of kilometers down to where we are seeing it. But in Lagos State, we don't need to really do so much of dredging, but we need to explore this area. Cruising should be more encouraged, where we can have water cruising. All this one, we can really do this to really encourage more foreign earnings, and our people can have some, rather than traveling out of the country, we can have our picnics, our holiday in Lagos State, and all part of the Nigeria can come to Lagos State and have our leisure here. Lagos State government is working towards that, and then we need to encourage foreign investors to really come and really tap this natural resources for the benefit of Lagosians, Nigeria, and the whole world.
Thank you so much, sir. Ilerioluwa, what is your final question before we let Honorable go?
Yeah, Honorable Rashid, sir. I noticed that you've been a legislator for quite a number of years now. I also wanted to ask about your reservations about as to how the country is being run and the state of the nation generally. What do you think can be done better, sir? You talked about the collaboration between the executive and the legislature, and about the different laws that have been placed. I wanted to ask about how you appraise the state of law and justice in this country, sir, in our country, Nigeria, sir.
Well, the law, I think we cannot really even implement all the number of laws we have in this country. But the problem is that we need to really ask ourselves. By the time we have a number of deviants, I think the law will be at ease. But everybody want to work against the law. It's simply to have their own way. That's what has been bringing about reviewing law, coming up with new laws. In Nigeria today, we are running a federal system of government. This federal system must be strengthened seriously, and the other things that have been bringing setback to this country, we should try to really make sure that we work down on that area. But we need some NDAs at the federal level that have to really work across board. For instance, the Ministry of Works, they are trying their own best, but housing need to do more. And the housing I'm talking should not even be a kind of prototype. Individual states have their own peculiarity that will really enhance the standard of living of Nigerians. And in the area of energy, this area really will have to work more, because without this, the small-scale industry too cannot thrive. If a businessman, you know what it takes you to bring light to your premises, and if you are running on diesel, you know what it takes for you. By the time you are calculating your overhead cost, what this one would have taken from either from the profit or from your mortgage facility that you are taking from the bank. All these areas need to be seriously worked upon. During Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we really want to take up this power generation on their own. The Aaron came on board, but due to the faulty system of federal system we are using, Lagos State could not allow to implement such noble idea. Though it's now being allowed, being given some limited roles. The exclusive list and the concurrent list, some areas need to be seriously worked upon at the upper chamber of our legislation, so that the state can take up some responsibility that has not been well, take charge by the central government, so that the synergy between the central government and the state government can be more enduring, and the impact can easily be felt upon. The area of energy, there should be a total decentralization. It should be left for state to take up this. And the area of security too is very, very important. The Amotekun that is now coming on board, is not necessary to break Nigeria, but to make Nigeria. Because when you have security of lives and property, it is then you can now think of bringing your own money for investment in wherever you find yourself. All of us are running down to UK, to other countries. It's because they have the security system that is working, that is reliable. That's why we are going there for relaxation or for investment. So Nigeria can be better off if we can work more on our security, where we are, the individual state will be allowed to have their state policing system. That does not say the federal government will not be doing their own, as we are having it in US and other countries too. In terms of energy, we should allow individual states. It depends on what their capacity to do, so that they can have enough power supply, which will now encourage the industrialists. If you go to Ikorodu, you cry for this country. All the textile industry there, they've collapsed totally. Go to Ilupeju, the MP textile company has collapsed. Go to Aswani, all the companies that are collapsed. The major factor they've been complaining about is energy, is power. And then we can get this one. I went to what's the name of this country? They are using sugarcane, and then they convert to energy. Tell me what we don't have, everything we have in this country, but to harness it, and the kind of federal arrangement we are having in this country is still pulling down the development. I pray that by His grace we'll be able to get there, so that we will see ourselves as one, and then the issue of my own side, this side, whatever, we should play down on it, so that the country can be better off. If you go to Abu Dhabi, you will be saying, is it a state or a country? It's just a state, but they are living like a country. So all this one can still happen in Nigeria if we have a very federal arrangement that will encourage the state to really tap into their own area of strength. So rather than using Paul to rob Peter. So that one is not good enough for us, for an emerging country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a great time with Honorable Town Planner Rashid Hon Lanre Makinde. I have so many questions for him, but we won't be able to take them because he has people around him who have to go back to their houses. Okay. So, Larry, I want you to ask me one question. I want Abel to ask one question before we let Honorable go. I know you have a list, but just pick one.
Okay. Majorly, okay, I haven't really told Ojokoro, and I know one of these days you'll be inviting all of us to come and see how Ojokoro is.
Larry, the way he has marketed Ojokoro tonight, I actually feel like going there. He has given Ojokoro good rep.
Yeah, I think you'll be inviting us one of these days, and I will be looking forward to that. But before I go, I want to know, what major plans do you have for youth? Because we are particular about youth. People know me, I love the youth. Anything I talk, I'm a youth advocate. What particular plans do you have for youth of Ojukwu before the next 2023 election?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me quickly answer to that. Let me tell you something. The best asset a nation or a community can be proud of is youth. In fact, our own Prophet Muhammad said that any area you go to and you find predominantly youth, it shows you that area, that community has a better prospect. In Ojokoro, what we are now doing is to be having a kind of reorientation program, because everybody know the level of decadence we are having in this country. It's even your own home, you know the kind of challenge you are really facing to really put your own world to the right perspective, due to the the kind of peer friends they are having in their schools, in the community. We are having training, and we are bringing in resource people to really give them some pep talk. Even some graduates, the economy recession has really changed their mentality to the extent that when you ask some people, are you a graduate? Say yes. So thing. what kind of country are we? He has forgotten that he's a graduate. Less than 10 years. It's called one, we are not being creative enough. At my own last year birthday colloquium that we have, we raised a topic that a very reliable person handled, is that way out of the poverty of the mind and the poverty of the pocket. You will now discover that poverty of the mind is more terrible than the poverty of the pocket, because a lot of opportunities are just abandoned us, but we refuse to even seize it. All what many of us are looking for is an easy way of getting money, giving me money, coming up with all demands here and there. Whereas you can do a lot for yourself and you can be of help to others. So we've been arranging a kind of pep talk to our people here, our youth here. And why I'm clamoring for many students, that we have a lot of youth that every available space they are turning to a recreational ground. So we can have a kind of designated area for recreation. I think we can now pull up all these small area they are using for sport exercise to a central place. That's why I'm calling for that. So what we should be doing more is a kind of reorientation program, so that we can know our worth and then we can explore those areas of our strength. That's what we are doing in Dokoro right now.
Thank you, sir. Nice one. I'm really appreciative of what I did for the youth. And God bless you. And may all you're doing be good to them as well.
Thank you.
Excellent. Abel, your question, please. I love Larry's last question, by the way. Fantastic question. Abel, are you there?
Yes, Honorable, thank you so much. I think I'm blessed tonight. I've had so much, I've learned. At the same time, of course, you have things to take back home. Well, my passing words or question will have to probably be like for a question. I want to ask Honorable, we have highlighted so much your intention for your constituents and what you intend to do via this House of Assembly. But are you also considering synergy with the National Assembly or probably the Western world? How can you also tap into resources out of this country so that at least your constituents, you know, that you are doing something different, you are doing things separate and different from what others are doing? Because we can't keep doing the same thing, same way and expect good results. You mentioned people just looking at you, at getting money from probably office holders all the time, but individual capacity building is important. How are you trying to synergize with other areas, probably federal level or international communities, for you to have things down to your community, not just depending on state governments alone?
Abel, if I can answer your question, do you have example of what you think the Honorable can adopt or can apply? I know that you do a lot international body, so I wanted you to use the opportunity to also give an example that you of what you think that is Honorable doing or would you like to do?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me, Abel?
I can hear you
I
now,
don't want
yeah.
you to just throw that question to Honorable. Can you also give him, talk about some suggestive idea? When you say international, what would you expect him or you like him to do? When you say national, what would you like him to do?
Okay, thank you very much, Dayo. Like presently under the United Nations, you know, we have Sustainable Development Goals. It has so many agencies, so many products under it. And looking at, I'm specifically concerned about capacity building. Looking at vocational training, I think it is part for the local government or by the states to synergize with United Nations. Looking at particularly in the area of vocational training, ICT and the likes.
Okay. By your name, Enikun Logbon, I really appreciate your look, the self-help is the best help that you can ever get. If you are looking up to this international or whatever, one, some of these international agencies have been bastardized. So I don't want to add my own name to it. But within the confinement of my own local government, we've been able to explore few. But whatever, in terms of the vocational training, we have about 300 trained people that want to do a graduation too. If not for this unexpected COVID pandemic that came in, we will have do the graduation for them. I think before we can look up to another area, how far have you explored the opportunity within you? Because many people you find this seeking for assistance outside their confinement, they are not genuine set of people, majority. I know say some are not genuine about it. So I don't have that interest in that. But within my confinement, I can explore. To federal government too, they have more than what they can show, except if they have it and they come in touch with us. But me lobbying for that, I think the bureaucratic nature of it is cumbersome and it's frustrating. But by and large, the one we can really get within our own limited resources and the few other people that they have trust in whatever we are doing, they've been of help to us. They've been being of help to us. So I want to appreciate those that have been helping us to collaborate with us too. Especially during the pandemic, a lot of people came to our aid and we really use it judiciously. We create a committee that really assess all this fund and other material they give to us, and we distribute it accordingly. All what people need from you is your sincerity of purpose. If you are sincere about what you are doing, you get more help than expected. In terms of capacity building, that's what I said. We've been training, we've been arranging some pep talks, some reorientation program for our people, for the youth, more especially the girls in our own area. In our own society now, all this aquatic something is getting to every corner of our society. So we are doing a kind of sensational lecture for them to that at the end of the day, there's nothing we gain from it. Whatever fraternity we belong to, in the next 10 to 15 years, everybody will go away. If you have harmed somebody, it will continue to linger in your mind. And if peradventure you are being the victim, what will your parents or your words be saying about you? So these are the things we are doing in our own local government, that we're in our own area now. The so-called talks or whatever, we've really arranged them. They are not more talk, they have things doing, and we call them good boys in Ojokoro. We have good boys of Ojokoro. They have the sense of belonging, and they relate with us as human, unlike the past, where everybody try to run away from them. So the best thing we can get is within us. And if the family are okay, the religious body are doing their own bit, the school are doing their own bit, the law enforcement, they are doing their own bit. So I think we have less crime and less deviance in the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable, for your time. Thank you for your insights, and it was great having this conversation with you. We're so grateful, and we pray that you'll go higher and higher and higher and remain a shining light. I must call, he actually had a public lecture where he brought a lot of people to be inspired, and he's always passionate about empowerment. And we hope that we can have people like you across many other local governments who are impactful and giving back to their community. If Abel, you missed, if you were here at Honorable's introduction, you will wish he is a man representing your local government. Very passionate, very, he sold Ojokoro to us in his first statement. And, we're so honored to have
he was marketing Ojokoro. He's the chief marketer of Ojokoro.
When he finished, I'm just like, wow. But because he believes in his community and he's come out of there, we love you, sir. We say a big thank you. We also want this opportunity to say a big thank you to the Makinde formidable legend, Your people who are working in the grassroots there, the Makinde Formidable Agent and Tunde Rufai, for the great work that they're doing in supporting your mandate and the work that you're doing there. Kò ní sú yín o, kò ní rẹ̀ yín o, Ọlọ́run á máa jẹ́ kó dùn yín ṣe. And to all our viewers who have stayed on to us, we are very grateful. Thank you so much for tuning in. And to all my co-hosts, thank you. I hope we had a great time. Honorable was interesting to interact with. God bless you, everyone, and let's have a great day.